Hello, welcome to Stamp and Create with Beth. I'm Beth Roy, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to show you how to do a strip background. So it's just scrap strips, and we're going to put them in. Now I've used some retired paper and a fun color combo for Valentine's Day, and maybe a little unusual stamp set. So are you guys ready to dig in? I hope so. So I have used Petunia Pop, Bubble Bath, and Misty Moonlight on my card, and I've used the Adventurous Sky stamp set and dies. So I've already have everything pre-cut, and we're just going to quickly assemble. I'm going to show you how I make my background. So I already have some die cuts here ready to go, and they're already colored. And then I have my strips of paper. So to do your background, it is helpful. You don't have to have it, but it is helpful to have this silicone craft sheet. This is used for gluing, so the adhesive pulls off of this easily. Now I do have a basic white piece here. It is 3 inches by 5.5 because I wanted to go the full length of my card. This card is 2.5 inches by 5.5, and you can vary your sizes. So I've already pre-cut. You can use, for your adhesive, you can use Stampin' Seal and adhere this all the way on, or you can use the liquid glue. It really is your preference. Just so that it dries quickly, I am going to use the Stampin' Seal, and I'm just going to apply a little bit onto there, and this is where the mat comes in. So we will put the adhesive on and then build our background out of our scrap strips. Now I do want to say, before I adhere anything, I usually lay my strips out and see what kind of order I want them in. So I've already done a card, so I know what order I want them in, but this is what I do. I just lay my strips out and I move them around until I like the way they are. And you can mix cardstock with your designer series paper. Again, this was, I believe it was last year's color family. And it happened to have hearts, and I haven't used it, so I thought this would work really well. So I'm just laying these out so I know what order I am adhering those in. Again, I already kind of decided that on the first card, and I'm just going to do a couple lines of adhesive. Now you can put this adhesive all over your layer and then adhere things, but I like to take my time and line this up. So these are the exact width. My strips are 3 inches by 1/2 inch, and typically I do them a little longer than my width, but this one is right on, so we will trim it down if we need to. So you just line these up, and you want to make sure it touches, it goes right up against the strip. This is one of the reasons why I like to use liquid, because it's easier to line those up and make sure that they are stuck down. Okay, so just keep applying your adhesive, whichever adhesive you like, and lay your strips down. Now you want to use something that isn't permanent right away, that gives you a little wiggle room if you're nervous about getting it perfect. And I don't always cut my strips the exact length, so I like to just take my time. I'm just going to go all the way down, make sure it's covered. Okay. Oh, did I? Okay, let's see. I think I mixed up my colors here. Nope. Okay. There we go. And once you kind of have the design down that you like, or the order you like, they go on really quickly. And don't worry if you accidentally don't get it butted up on there. We can trim it, and you can't really tell. So you can see I think I had one that overlapped, and that's okay. So you're going to flip it over, and if you have anything hanging over, you're going to trim it. I just use my scissors. You can use your trimmer, whatever you are comfortable with. Just going to go right along that edge. There we go. Get this out of the way. Okay, so we have our background like this. And you can do it either way. You can use whatever colors you like or whatever papers you have. I'm using a basic white base. It is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And we're going to trim this down. I'm going to show you a fun trick for the inside. So I'm bringing my trimmer. I'm going to trim a 1/2 inch off. Like that. Now I have a little strip. Then I have this one for the front. And this will fit on the side there. So this goes the full length. If something happens where it's not cut exact, you can always flip it over and trim it, okay? Sometimes that happens. For the inside, I like to use, even if I have a basic white base, I like to use a layer, and this layer is 5 inches by 3 3/4. I'm just going to put some tape on here, and it is going to hang over a little bit or be a little too long. That's okay. We're just going to put this on the bottom. And then I'm going to flip it over and trim it. Now, if you don't want to trim it, you could just adhere it in, and it can be longer than your layer. But I like to trim it so that it's even. There we go. And this is going to go on the inside, and then we'll build the front. So you can have plenty of room for your message, or to tuck a little gift card in there, or whatever you're giving. Now, if you like your white piece a little bit bigger, that's fine. You can cut it to 5 1/4 inches by 4. So we have a little decoration on the inside to match the front. And this is just going to get adhered on with, and I like to use liquid adhesive. So I have a little bit of time to wiggle it around if I need to. And it should fit the full length. Like I said, if you notice that maybe you were off a little bit and it's over the edge, you just trim it with your scissors. Okay. Now, I've already cut a smaller airplane. So I used the bigger one on this one. I've cut a smaller airplane, and this is a die that is in the airplane set. So that set again is called Adventurous Skies. So this has a little banner for your message, and I am using a paper pumpkin stamp. So this is from January 2019. You can use any Valentine's Day greeting that you have, or hand write it. And I stamped it in Petunia Pop, for a pop of pink. So this fits perfectly on this die cut, and you can do it either way. So all you have to do is make sure you're stamping it the correct direction, so your little flag tail is out the back of the message. I'm going to pull this down just a little bit so I can see where I'm stamping. So there we go. So I'd love to know in the comments what fun colors that you would like to use for Valentine's. I like to think outside the box a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put these on with some dimensionals. And so I'm going to take this, I'm going to put a little glue dot here and attach it to my plane so that it's a little bit easier to put on my card. So I'm just taking a glue dot and get it to stick. There we go. So there's our plane and our message, and I'm going to turn this over, and I have regular dimensionals and minis. There we go. Oh, one on this wheel. I'm just peeling off the back, so I have a trash can next to me. Just throwing these in there. So there we go. So we have a fun Valentine's Day card with a non-traditional color combo, and it has some fun pinks and a pop of blue, and then we've decorated the inside to match the front. So again, I used the Adventurous Sky bundle. I used Petunia Pop, Bubble Bath, and Misty Moonlight. And these were designer series papers that were the color family. So use up what you have. And then I used, my airplanes were stamped in basic gray ink. And I used boho blue to color, and smoky slate to color those. The boho blue blends matches the Misty Moonlight paper a little bit better than the Misty Moonlight blends. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick tutorial about how to make a background out of your strip cardstock or designer series paper. And here's another one that I made with just a monochromatic blue. So this had Night of Navy, boho blue, Misty Moonlight, and I actually used a retired seaside spray paper, so though that color goes really well with these blues. And you can make it the background any size that you like. So have some fun with it. If you need any of the Stampin' Up supplies, you can go to my online store at bethroy.stampinup.net. Thanks for stopping by and watching my tutorial on how to make a background out of strip paper scraps. Thanks. See you soon. Bye.